Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Woodchuck Hard Cider. This is their Amber Sweet Red Apple, coming in at 5% ABV. Check it out. Hi everybody, it's Rich and welcome to End of the Day Beer Review. And today we're going to look at something that's not a beer at all. We're going to jump back into the ciders. And what we're looking at is Woodchuck Hard Cider, which was established in 1991. This is an amber cider. It is coming in at 5% ABV and it is sweet red apple. Now, Woodchuck Amber, the original since 1991, crafted to deliver a medium body, sweet red apple taste and clean finish. Now, I'm gonna crack this open over here. You know, when I was in college, I was not a big beer drinker, but what I was a big drinker of was ciders. And actually the cider led me to the drink where you split the cider and the Guinness. I can't remember if it's called a snake bite or a rattlesnake or something like that. And that sort of led me to Guinness and then the whole craft thing. So I have a very, very fondness in my heart for all of the ciders that I come across. And I remember this being one of those ciders that was available when I went to a local bar called Croxley's, which had all sorts of craft beer and eventually led me down the road to this channel. So today we're going to be looking at the Woodchuck Hard Cider, and this is their amber. So let's see, actually, you know what? Let's pick a different glass. Let's go with our Bad Things Happen in Philadelphia glass, because they do. And let's see how this pours. Now this pours a light, sort of, I wouldn't say amber, it's sort of like is it an ale? Like, it pours very similar to some of the IPAs I've seen. The carbonation is right there. And by the way, the bar is filled with the smell of like Red Delicious apples right now, which is really nice. You know, the problem I have now going back to ciders is that I was really into how sweet the ciders were. I thought that was a nice component of the cider. And by the way, it's coming up way darker on camera than it actually is. It is sort of the same color as the yellow on the glass, on the printing on the glass. But the biggest problem I'm having now coming back to ciders is I'm used to more of the body and less of the sweetness that is in a stout, particularly an imperial stout. So coming back to the ciders is sort of an odd thing for me because in a lot of cases they come off as too sweet. Now this one, again, I had it years ago and I'm coming back to it right now, and let's check the nose. And the nose is predictable. It is all apple. In particular for me, it's either sort of that Red Delicious flavor to it, or the newer type of apple that I've had the last few years called the Pink Lady apples. They're very crisp. They have a certain amount of tartness to it, but there's a lot of sweetness there as well. I have no idea, by the way, if that's the type of apples that were actually used to make this cider. The carbonation has sort of dropped down, and there's still some carbonation there, but it's not overwhelming. You know, let's see how it tastes. That is nice. You know, it has that very nice red apple flavor to it. And again, I'd say it's somewhere between Red Delicious and a Pink Lady apple. So sweet, tart, very crisp, very refreshing actually. It goes down quite easy. Now 5% is not an enormous ABV, obviously, but it's respectable for this type of beverage. And is the alcohol present there? No, and that's actually what I liked in my, you know, younger beverage seeking days, was that this was the type of drink that I could have with a burger and fries at the bar or wings at the bar or whatever. And, you know, it continues to be one of those drinks that I think I could easily sit back and have a few while, you know, eating a, you know, very typical summer barbecue, burger, fries, corn, that type of thing. And this would be awesome for that because you could have a couple, not be overwhelmed by the amount of alcohol in it. The sweetness sort of cuts through all the savoriness of the food, and it is as good as I remember it. And I really did enjoy this quite a bit. And quite honestly, it is still a really nice, not overwhelmingly sweet, not overwhelmingly tart, solid cider that you could sit down and have with just about any meal that you could have. I mean, I could drink this with a pizza, drink this with a burger, whatever. It's definitely one that, you know, is worth trying if you haven't tried it. Now, I know this is available all over the place, so, you know, this is one that you can easily find on the shelves, and it's relatively inexpensive. I think I spent like $10.99 for a 6-pack. So as far as value goes, I think it's definitely got the value there as well. So again, this is Woodchuck Hard Cider. This is their amber version. They do have a green apple one that's a little bit more tart, if I remember correctly. And I mean, there are all sorts of craft ciders now. This is just one of those old school ones that was actually when I was in college in '92. This would have been only their second year. And it was very, very good then, and it continues to be very good now. And this says naturally fermented in the Green Mountains. So where is this actually? Bottled by the Vermont Cider Company in Middlebury, Vermont. I did not know this was a product of Vermont. This is quite good. And again, if you see it out there, definitely worth checking out. Maybe one of these days I will do the, is it called the snake bite? I just cannot remember. The half cider, half Guinness, because I used to be pretty good at pouring those. So I'm going to give that a shot on the channel coming up pretty soon too. So again, if you get a chance, Woodchuck Hard Cider. This is their amber version coming in at 5% ABV. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe, throw a comment down below. If you have a favorite cider, I'd love to hear about it. Go out, try it, because I'm thinking of bringing more of these onto the channel. And with that, I'm going to sip... excuse me, bubble in the throat. I'm going to sit back, enjoy the rest of this, and I will see you next time. Cheers.